Hello, hello. Happy Monday morning. So I am my Sunday night live that I usually do on Sunday nights. I'm doing this morning, and what's really cool is that means you get a double dose this week because then on Sunday I'm going to be back doing my normal Facebook Live Sunday evening. But I'm just doing this one just to like make up for the one I missed last night because I always love connecting with you all. So I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. I know I was going to plan to come on right at 9, but I'm a couple minutes late. So I'm just going to give people a couple minutes. I know that I had Mandy that was maybe going to come on because I know she had messaged me, so hopefully Mandy comes on. So let's see here. So I'm just going to give it a couple minutes for people to come on. And so looks like hopefully it'll end up being a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. It looks a little overcast today. Yesterday was an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Nice blue skies. So hopefully we'll see some of that coming today. I see somebody on, so I'm just going to see who that is. Let's see here. See if I look on my phone, if it'll show me who's here. It's not showing me who's here, but that's okay. You can go ahead and say hi in the comments. And again, thanks for bearing with me for not doing last night. So yay, okay, I see people here, so that is good. So I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes for people to come on. I know it's Monday morning, right? So hopefully I can give you and your pets a little Monday morning pick me up, right? So hopefully I can give you guys a little Monday morning pick me up. So I'm gonna give you guys a minute. And hey Michelle, one thing I wanted to talk about is, I've been really thinking about this a lot the last like week or so, is how many times are you really present when you're with your animals, or are you not present? Like, are you just like what I mean by that is like, are you, present and fully engaged with them, or are you just kind of like going through the motions with things, or are you actually like really, really, really like present on the moment and like being in the moment, right? Like in the moment, like absolutely 100% present in the moment, right? Because there's a difference, right? It's like when we're like, we can be really, present and really like fully engaged, right? It's really powerful when we can do that, when we can be really, really present. And I've had a couple of times recently where my two dogs are like, hey, be more present with us. They're like, be more present. You're not completely present because there's like this on my mind or this going on, and I just kind of am not being totally like conscious with them in the moment. So I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention too. So maybe you could be aware of that as well. So hey, yay, Mandy's here, and Michelle and Patricia. Good to see you guys. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, this person was just an amazing, powerful, powerful lighthouse, and I'm so glad that they had the memorial celebration yesterday. I was so happy to be able to go to that, to be able to share and to hear other people's stories and connect with other people that this person meant a lot to too. So that was really special. So yeah. So thank you. And let's see here. Michelle has a question here. Michelle says the feral cat I'm fostering, Abby, got outside yesterday and ran off. Oh no. She's very skittish. Is she okay? Will she find her way back? Even though she's feral, she's never been outside by my house, so she's not familiar with the area. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Hey Rachel. I'm sending so much love, Michelle. Oh my goodness. So what I get from Abby is she's like, I'm used to kind of being outside more, right? I'm used to being outside more, so I really wanted to get my taste of outside again, and that like I saw that little like pathway to go. So I saw that little pathway to go. So I went in that little pathway, and I see her like kind of like under something that's like under a porch or under a house. So I would look around there and just keep seeing her and showing her coming back, right? So animals are really powerful with the way like we can visualize things to them and the way they pick up on things. So just keep sending her that energy and just keep showing her like, hey, 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 like I keep imagining you coming back. I keep imagining you coming back, and just keep visualizing that and sending out that energy and those vibes to her. Just keep sending that out and keep sending that out and keep sending that out. And I definitely feel like she's really close to your house. Like she went outside and she's kind of done like a circle around your house, that she's really close to your house. So I feel like there is a good chance she'll find her way back. Like I feel like there is a really good chance with that. And definitely I would put up like flyers and different things like that too. And check with like local places too and neighbors, and look on Craigslist on the pet section and the lost and found section. And then also there might be a Facebook group in your area too that has like a lost and found pets of that certain city or that certain county. I would look there as well. So I would do that as well. And I am here for any support and any insight and help you need. And I am like sending that energy and those vibes for her to find her way back. For her to find her way back to you there, my friend. All right. And then I see a question here from Patricia. Please ask Cypress how his leg is feeling. He has had his second dose of antibiotic yesterday. Still using his anti-inflammatory slab as per his vet. And you're so welcome, Michelle. You're so welcome. So what I get with Cypress is he says he's really glad that he got that second dose of antibiotic, because I feel like that's helping to like push things out and help keep things clear, and to help clear out like the gunkety gunk, and the like he's showing me like the inflammation that was in there, like the inflammation. It's helping things to flow and stream out and flow and stream out, and it's really helping with that. So he says he's really grateful for that. He says the second dose of antibiotic really helped. He says his leg is feeling a little bit better. And he says he's glad for the anti-inflammatory too, to keep that going, keep that going. Even if you see it looking better on the outside, there's still some stuff on the inside that's still healing up. So just keep that going, as long as the vet said maybe like 2 to 5 days after, the vet recommends just to keep that going. And he says that when you do the things I know you said you were going to work on lifting his leg up. He says just be really, 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 really gentle. And that when you lift it up, don't lift it up all the way, like lift a little bit and then put it back down and then lift a little bit, to be really, really gentle, and to really, really take the time with it. He says really, 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 really take the time with it, is what he says. And he says, mwah. He says, I'm so grateful for you. He says that he's so grateful for you, and he just wants you to like spend some time just with having some touch on him and sending him some healing energy and vibes. And he loves being surrounded by your magic and love, he says. So there you go. So sweet little boy. And hey, Tara, and he's making me want an apple right now too. So something about an apple, like give me an apple. And it like it looks like kind of like the coloring of like a Fuji apple, how it has like the red and the little bit of green. So he's showing me that. All right. And then so Mandy has a question. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you're here, Mandy, because I know you reached out to me, so I'm glad you're here. You said, could you please and hey, Carrie, good to see you. So Mandy says, could you please help connect to my dog Bobbin? He is the most loving boy at times, but he's extremely aggressive at other times. What he's showing me is he says he needs to have like more outlets of things to chew on. He's showing me, give me more things to chew on, because it's like as I'm chewing on things, that like helps me to like he's showing me like it just like this is gonna sound so weird, but he's like having like my mouth kind of like fill up with like saliva. He says when he does that, like the saliva that he puts out on his toys when he's chewing them, it helps him to kind of release that in him. Like, so he says when you see him doing that, where you see him kind of have that little like slight like aggressive tone and things like that, he says to redirect with like, hey, here's this special toy that we're going to chew on, like, be it like a bone or something like that, like a special thing that we're going to chew on. He says that would really help. And he says to get out more with him too. He says if you get out more with me, he says you get out more with me too, that will help too, that like a little bit of like running helps me to like release anxieties as well. He says, and that like anxiety is associated with like that kind of aggressive, he says, so that helps to he says that helps to release that, he says that helps to release it. So he says that is that, so that's what he says with that. And then and hey Melanie, so just so you guys know, like when I do this is just kind of like a quick little tune in. I do my longer sessions that are 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 90 minutes, so it's more of kind of like a more of like a deeper dive, or it's more, we have that more of that dialogue back and forth, just to let you know that. And then hey Melissa, good to see you. And let's see here. So Carrie has a question. Carrie says, hello, Shauna. We just got a new foster dog a few days ago. His name is Tangy. Is there anything I can do to help with this transition? Anything she needs that I'm not doing? Thank you. Let's see here. And you're so welcome, Patricia, and you're welcome, Carrie, here. Let's see what I can tune into. And you're so welcome, Mandy, and I'm here for any support you need as well. And yeah, let me know how that goes too. Yeah, he's showing me that will definitely help. So Carrie, what I get with Tangy, what can help to ease my transition is give me like a special little blanket. She showed me like this like fleecy blanket that has like these flowers, like these bright colors that are like blue and like a fuchsia pink and a yellow, like really just like bright happy colors. So like a bright royal blue and that bright fuchsia pink and that bright yellow, that give me those things that like I can have some comfort, is what oh, sorry. That's for her, for Tangy. Sorry, Carrie. I got your comment mixed up with Melanie there, with says Rocky is a male dog. So for Tangy, sorry about that. So Tangy, what I show for her is just give me those things that like the soft, that give me that comfort. She showed me this blanket has like more of like a white background. So I definitely feel like that will help. And then she says she is like so happy with everything that you're doing for her, and just kind of give her that little comfort and keep giving me that extra comfort. And that really, really helps me so much, is to give me that extra comfort and that extra shining love, that really is helping. And I'm so grateful there. And I like it when people move slowly with me. She says move slowly, and that her ears, she says, I like my ears touched, that touching my ears helps to bring me calm as well. She says touching my ears helps to bring me calm, is what I get, was what I get there. So let's see here. Oh, and thank you, Patricia. You say I'm always so kind. Thank you so much. I try. So thank you so much. Let's see here. And then Melanie says, my male dog Rocky is the best, but recently he is marking more than ever. I have tried communicating with him to get him to stop. Any insight here? We got him after someone left him at the groomer back in 2017, and I would like to know his story from before we got him. So here, let me take a quick drink of water really quick. Hold on just a second. I always try to stay really hydrated. I'm definitely a water girl. So let's see here. So what I get with that, so his story before, he says it was just like they kind of went through the emotions with him, that they didn't really have like that connection with him. And hey, Jared, that they didn't really have that connection with him, that it was like they just kind of weren't as present with him and weren't really as engaged with him as you guys are. He says they weren't really as engaged. He says they weren't really as engaged. They weren't really as engaged. And he says two things with the marking. He says one thing they can do is just keep showing him where you want him to go. Like focus on that. Like focus on, hey, this is where you're going. This is where we see you going. And then just keep focusing on that and keep sending that out and be like, okay, like this is what we see. You're going to go here. You're going to go here. And just really keep the focus on that's really 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 important. And then he's showing me this is just like is really interesting. I've never had a dog show me this. He's showing me that what looks like a cat tree, right? That's like just has like a single like cat tree. But what he's showing is it's like he says he wants like a marking tree. He says, give me a marking tree outside, like so I can have like special little spots that I can mark, like maybe like a doggy fire hydrant or like a little thing, like little dog things that he can have that can be his special little marking space. He says that would really help. He's like, he says, give me a special little marking place outside. And that will help and keep showing me that like how special that is, because he says he's having me like lift my leg. He says I like the way I can lift my leg. He's like, I like the way I can lift my leg. So it's like just remember that to just keep seeing me what you want me to do is there. So there is that. And let's see here. And I have a question from Melissa. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Patricia says, I finished your wonderful book at 4:30 a.m. and I was crying. It touched me. Luna was a wonderful girl. Oh, thank you so much, Patricia. I'm so glad that you loved my book and it touched you in that way. That's like one thing that like I was really inspired to write, that was to share Luna and I's story and to have it touch people like that. So I'm so glad that it touched you. And yeah, she was my Luna, such a special place in my heart for sure. And hey, Jenny, good to see you here. And let's see here. And now I'm going to have go to Melissa's question here. Melissa says, Kevin has been playing Napoleon with his bigger siblings. He has got himself injured. How can we get peace? So he's like having me like sit up like this really tall. He says, remind me like how tall and how amazing I am. He's like, remind me like how magnificent I am. He's like, remind me how magnificent I am as well. He says that that's what I need to remember. Like, remind me that, and remind me like that I'm tall too. He's showing me that you can have like little like stoops for him that he could kind of like go up and sit on, so he knows that he's tall too. He's like, I want to be tall too. He says, just remind me of that. So, and he says, just like give me other outlets to do when they're like really kind of playing and doing their thing. He says, give me some other outlets. He says that give me some other outlets during that time. And he says that will really help too. And give me some things that I can stand tall on too. He says, oh, cool up. Oh my goodness. She's chewing a blanket. Why are you chewing the blanket? Cool up. Oh my goodness. Cool up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She's like, she doesn't like, it's funny because Cool Up's not into hey Brittany. And Jenny, she's not really into toys as much now, but I don't know why she is chewing that blanket. She used to lay on it. Nugget, Cool Up, come here. Come here, Cool Up. She's like, I'm busy chewing, Mom. Oh my goodness, Nugget, Cool Up. Oh my goodness, look at her. She's just, oh my goodness. And hey, Brittany, good to see you. So let's see here. Maybe she won't chew on that anymore. I just need to do what I tell the people I work with all the time. Just visualize like her not chewing on it, because the more I focus on her chewing on it, the more she is. I don't know like what else she has in her mouth right now. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Mandy. I think she's so pretty too. She has like a kind of brindley colorings, like shepherdy kind of colorings, and they said she's a Australian Shepherd spaniel mix. I definitely want to get a DNA test on her because I really want to know like what else she has in her. So I'm so curious to know. Since I have my idea of what other kind of dog breed she might have in her. So thank you. I love her. I always call her my pretty girl. So see here. So Brittany and hey Diana, good to see you. Long time no see. So Brittany says, curious about a dog named Jax. I'll take any messages you have for him. So Jax is like having me cross my arms like this. He's like, oh, I'm gonna cross my paws, and and he says he kind of talks in kind of like a funny little accent. He said that that he's a like a New York dog. He's like, I'm like a New York dog. He's like, I have attitude and I'm like super stubborn. And he's like, So he says when he's at his like standstill moments, where it's like where he's at those standstill moments, it's best just to be like, okay, nope, nope, nope. Like I'm just, just to kind of just be like, okay, I'm not gonna like, nope, I'm not gonna fight you on this. Like you just like, like we just will like, I'll just go and focus on something else. Cause he says the more you focus on when he's in those moments that he is just like, he's gonna be even worse. He's like, nope. So he says, just do my thing. I'm like, okay, just like walk away and don't engage. Cause he says the more you engage, he's like, I'm just going to be stubborn, he says. So and then Brittany says, yes, he is. Laugh out loud. Yeah, he says that. He says, I'm a determined boy. And he says, that's okay. He says, it's okay to be determined. He's like, it's okay. And it's totally okay, is what he says. And then Mandy says, pretty, my pretty girl is Fifi. She loves to be told she is pretty. Oh, I love that. I know they do love that. They love compliments. It's so good. I love that. And then let's see here. Brittany says, I noticed the more engaged there stubborn he was. He's like, yep. He's like, that's right. He's like, that's right. And he's having me snap my fingers. Let's see here. And then Melissa, I'm gonna go to Melissa and then Diana. And Melissa says, oh wait, no, hold on. Brittany says he's a husky mix. I've watched him for a neighbor. I just wish I could have added 30 pounds onto him in that 12 hours. Oh, I know, right? He says he likes your food better because it's like he's like it's more robust. He's like yum. He's like tell my person to give me more of that goodness that you give me because he's like I love the goodness. So there's that. And I'm gonna go to Melissa and then Diana. Melissa says. Kevin has provoked my shepherd so much they have taken him in their mouth and shaking him like a rag doll. This just left him with puncture wounds, just crying to keep the peace. Oh my goodness, Melissa, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's definitely not an easy thing. And what Kevin is saying is like he says he just needs to keep showing me like remind me that I'm powerful too. He says remind me that I'm powerful too. He says really remind me of that too. And he says give me other things. It's just I know I agree, Mandy. It is terrible. It's like oh gosh, that's like I can't even imagine like for you to see that because it's like you just want to care for your baby because he says he's like I just am trying to tell them that I'm powerful too. And so he says give him like when they're kind of doing their play like give him a distraction and give him things that he can do for just him. He says just give him things he can do for just him because he says they take me the wrong way sometimes. He says they take me the wrong way. And you're getting lots of love in here, Melissa, from Mandy and Brittany and me too. Because that's just so he says just remind him of how important he is and give him like other things to do as well that are like different than that one they can do because he says keep reminding him that like hey they play different than you. So like if you want to play like in the way that they're playing like all like let them do their thing, and that all engage and play with you too. And all I can imagine it breaks your heart, Melissa. Like I can't even imagine like how hard that is to like see that, right? So he says he says like remind him that like how special he is, because he says like he's like I really just try, and he's like I don't mean to provoke. So he says that like when you see him kind of like starting to like go kind of underneath them, he says help to like redirect him to do other things too, and be like, hey, you can just like watch them play and watch them play, and then all yeah, and give him other outlets too, and just keep seeing him and them peaceful together. Keep seeing them peaceful and keep envisioning that peace and holding that space. And also another thing that could help too is the color green. So I do work with colors with animals too. So the color green is about clear communication and having that clear communication. So it could be like a green flower that you have, right? Or like a green piece of fluorite or like malachite or something like that. Just have the color green out in a main room that they're in, or keep imagining that the color green is around them, and that color green is bringing in that clear communication. It's bringing in that clear communication. And then maybe add some rose quartz too, because rose quartz is the color, you know, of that unconditional love, right? The pink, right? The unconditional love. So just imagine that around them as well. And maybe get like a piece of rose quartz too. I feel like that both of those things would help. I'm getting like rose quartz and like a piece of like green fluorite would really be helpful to have around them, and just keep seeing that they're all peaceful together. See, they're all peaceful, and give Kevin those special moments where like he's empowered when they're doing their thing, is what I get with that. And I'm here for any support you need, Melissa, and I'm just like surrounding them all and you in so much love. So so there's that, because I just can't even imagine. So, and Kevin says he's so grateful for you. He says he's so grateful for you. Let's see here. And then Brittany says, I had a near miss with Jackson Cumulus. Cumulus was so mad at me for even letting it get close. I should have leashed him. Another intuition learning moment, right? And you know what, like the animals are always teaching us that, right? To like follow our intuition, right? And really to honor our intuition, right? Like that's really that's really important. They really work with teaching us that, right? And then Melissa says, I try to keep them separately when playing. He gets to sit and sleep with me. My other babies get kenneled at night. Should he be kenneled too? And you're so welcome, Melissa. He says, he's like, what? He's like, I don't, he's like, he says that he's like, I don't want to be kenneled too, but he says like, and what I'm picking up on is, oh, so much love to you too, Brittany, and your is what I'm picking up on is that does kind of like create, sorry, my dogs want to play in the background there, that is kind of creating a little bit of like strife and tension between the other dogs. So maybe if like maybe he's just like he's like sleeping in a different place where they're not like reminded that he's out of the kennel, because he's like, I don't like the idea of being in a kennel too, because he's like, I like that time with you. He says, I like that time with you. So I definitely feel like there is something with that, like there is a piece of that, but he's like, I don't want to be kenneled too. So just oh gosh, because he says he loves to sit and sleep with you and just to be with you. He's like, that's our cuddle time. So he says maybe they could be kenneled like in a different room than we're in, but he doesn't like the idea of being kenneled. He's like, no, 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 no. He's like, I don't want to do that. He's like, I don't like that idea, he says. So he's like, no, 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 no. So he's like, that's our time, he says. And then Mandy says, that's so sweet. And then Mandy says, it's cool that you mentioned fluorite. I'm actually starting a business with stones and my dog Fifi. Ooh, cool. Always fun to find others that resonate with stones. I love that. That is so awesome, Mandy. I love that. That's so cool. Stones are really cool, right? Crystals and stones. And I love it's so cool to be I love incorporating that with people with like, and stones and crystals come up in colors. And I love that you're open to that too and you resonate with that. There's a really cool book if you haven't heard about it. It's called hey, you guys. Oh, they're fighting over the blanket. It is called tug of war they're playing. It's called Crystal Healing for Animals, and it's a really cool book. It gives lots of cool things with crystals for animals. It's a really, really cool book. So you might want to check that out. You might love that. And then Diana says, can you connect with Waylon? Let's see here. So what I get with I'm going to read this one comment really quick. Brittany says the dominant one is the one sleeping on the bed. I'll get him a dog bed on the floor. In my experience, anyone on the bed gets dominance over the others. That's a good point, right, Brittany? But he's like, I want to keep this because I love my time with my mom. So maybe like having that different place, and maybe if they could see the other dogs could see that, that might be that could definitely be something that could be helpful for sure. So let's see here. And hi, Erica. And then Mandy says, I'm absolutely going to look into that, into the book. Thanks so much for the recommendation. Yeah, you're welcome. It's a really cool book, and it's written from somebody that's in England. So the way they have certain words are like spelled differently than what we spell them, but it's a real how we spell them. Sorry, but it's a really, really, really cool book. And hey, Marla and Rick. And so let's see here. I want to go back to Diana. Thank you for your patience, Diana. So I just have to kind of go where I'm pulled, and it's like if I'm in that moment of that pull, I have to go with that. So what I get from how interesting. Do you guys kind of see kind of that like rainbowy kind of thing like in the background by my picture? I definitely see there's like kind of something back there. That's really interesting. Let me know if you guys see that too. That's really interesting. And you're so welcome, Melissa. And said he has his own bed. Maybe no one should be on my bed. Yeah, maybe that might help. But he's like, I like being on the bed. So maybe to not have that, maybe that would help, because maybe he's like secretly kind of having a communication with the other dogs like, hey, I get to be on here and you don't. So maybe that might be causing some strife there. So that might be doing something there. Ooh, cool. And Erica says, I see purple energy. That's cool. So yeah, I feel that too, that energy. And who knows, maybe because I went to that memorial thing, and Patricia says she sees it too. Maybe since I went to that memorial thing last night for my friend Joshua, maybe that's what that energy is, that like that presence there is my friend. Maybe that's what it is. I kind of feel like it could be. So that's really cool. So there we go. So let's see here. And hey, Irma. So what I get from Waylon, Diana, and thank you for your patience, and thanks for validating that you guys see that too. It's super cool. So what I get from Waylon is like, don't give up. And it's like I'm flipping my wrist over, like don't leave any stone unturned. Ooh, Erica, I love that. You said your guide. I love that. So yeah, don't leave any stone unturned, Diana, is what I get with that. So like, even if you're like, oh, like, I don't know about this lead, or I don't know about this, like keep looking and don't leave any stone unturned. Don't leave any stone unturned, and like, don't give up and don't leave any stone unturned is what I get there with that. So let's see here. And if you see somebody trying to give you a reading, you can just disregard that, because I don't have anybody like send messages like that. So I'm going to see. Ooh, there we go. I just let's see here. I think I just blocked this person. I just figured out how to block somebody. So I just blocked this person. If you see somebody, so hopefully I really did block them. So then you won't have any more of those comments here. And then See, I feel like I missed a question here. And then Erica says, I have 3 cats. Can you give me a message from them? You said, Reuben, Foster, and Buddy, and then anything from my cat, Wendy. Wendy says, I'm the one that is the one that stands out from the rest. She says, I am the one that is like kind of like the leader of the cats. She says, I am the leader of the cats. She says, I am the leader of the cats. She says, I'm the leader. And then Reuben, Foster, and Buddy say that, hey, Jody, that we stick together, like we stick together, like we stick together is what I get there with Reuben, Foster, and Buddy. And that they say we stick together, like they say we stick together like glue, and like Wendy, you know, like we watch Wendy, and Wendy like kind of helps us with things is what I get there. And let's see here. And you're so welcome, Erica. And oh, hey, Irma. Yes, that's exactly what I did as I blocked the person. I was like, it didn't used to let me do this on StreamYard, but now it's letting me block them again. So that's what I did, because I don't want you guys to like have that. I just send them love and light and just say, you know what, I send them love and light, and then there's that. And let's see here. Oh wait, Irma was the Wendy. Oh gosh, wait, what the heck? So okay. Hold on a second. So I thought that was for okay, sorry about that. Oh my goodness. So it's weird that like Wendy wanted to come in there. So I don't know if there was another cat that you used to have, Erica, with Reuben, Foster, and Buddy, because Reuben, Foster, and Buddy are showing me they're like glue, but there was like another cat that they look up to that was like their leader cat. So it's interesting. It's like I know I combined those two together, but it's like I feel like there was like another cat that like helped them. So it's like they're like glue, but then there was like another cat that had helped them, is what I get with that. Is there was another cat that was like with them, is what I get, Erica, with that. So it's weird that like Wendy kind of came and meshed with that for Irma. So and for Wendy, for Irma, Wendy says like she says like I help keep you calm, is I help keep you calm, and I help keep you calm, and I help keep you calm, and like I help you stay like in check with things. I help you stay in check with things is what I get there with that. I help you stay in check. And yeah, sorry, I got that like mixed up there. And let's see here. And then Erica says, no other cats. I have spirit animals. That's what it is it's like a spirit animal cat that's for them. So it was weird that I jumped with that with Wendy in there, because it's like there's another cat energy that's like, hey, I'm like in like I help the other cats. It's like they say they have like a master cat, is what they say. They said there's like a master cat energy around them. Let's see here. And then Irma says, thank you. She does help keep me calm. You're so welcome. Yeah, so it's no accident that I mixed up those comments, because it's like that other like message had to come through. And then Erica says, one of my cats poops outside the litter box. Is there anything I can do to get this handled? Is I need a longer like runway with my litter box, is what I get. So I don't know if and you're welcome, Erica. And Irma, I don't know if you have like another thing like under your litter box, or there's like I'm being shown like a runway outside of my litter box, like a ramp like outside of my litter box. Because it made me think of my parents used to have chickens on the 10 acres that they used to have, and the chickens had like a little ramp that they would go in and out of into the chicken coop. So I just like saw an image of like a little ramp. So it's like, give me a little ramp, and that would like in my like outside of my litter box, and that would help if I had a come here, girls. If I had a ramp outside, and I promise they're just playing. They are like, oh my goodness, they love to play. So yeah, so it's something with I know they play like most people like, oh my gosh, or like look at them play, but they really do love each other, and it's just that's how they play, is they play like that. You said weird. Yes, yes, so weird. I have four big boxes with no lids. It's like I feel like this one cat is showing me I want a lid and I want like a runway to go in into the litter box. I want like a runway to go um into the litter box. So that is hold on just like hey girls. Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Your guys are good. That I want a little ramp to go into. Hold on just a second. You guys, hey, come here. Nugget, come here. I want a little ramp to go into I'm gonna see if I can get him to stop. Be like, boop, boop. I want like a little ramp to go into my litter box. That's what I get. So yeah, definitely look into that. I feel like that will help. I know my dogs are like, I'm like, okay, I'm like, whoo, quiet, you guys. I'm trying to orchestrate them like I'm a conductor, right? But oh my goodness, you guys. Now they're getting tired. They're like, okay, I can't wait till I have a yard for them so they can go run and play. And but let's see here. They love to play with each other. They're cute. So there is that. And Melissa says, I love watching your dogs play. Oh, good. Let's see here. And let's see here. And then Mandy says, is there something specific I can give Bobbin to chew on? He's not much of a chewer. So I'm showing something that's kind of like a toy that's like a kind of like a bone shape that's like kind of like a harder thing to chew on, and something maybe even like I know this is gonna sound like what they really have this at some pet stores. They have like antlers and like goat hooves and things like that, like something that I can kind of really gnaw onto, and then also give me the option of having like a soft thing that I can chew onto. So maybe like a soft stuffed bone that's like a soft stuffed bone a bone chew, like something like that would really help too, like a soft bone chew. And then like it kind of like looks like a what Bobbin showed me is like looks like a Nyla bone chew, but not like a Nyla bone chew, but kind of like something that's like kind of like a little bit like harder consistency, like something like that, or like kind of like something that's like a wishbone shape, like a black rubber toy that's kind of like a wishbone shape, something like that. So what I would do is I would see if you could take Bobbin with you to the store and see what he could kind of pick out. Is I would definitely do that and try like different things. So showing me like three different consistencies, and like I'll show you which one I like the best is what Bobbin is showing me there. And if you have like a toy that you look at, you're like, oh wait, I don't know, like I'm kind of drawn to this. Like if you look on chewy.com or something like that, and you're like, hey, like which one do you think is better? Definitely please feel free to like send me a message, and I could tune into that deeper for you. Okay. So there is that. And Erica says you'll have to look behind you and look, there's an energy because their energy is bright royal blue. Ooh, I love that. That must have been my dogs back there. I'll have to go back and rewatch that. And I love that because that's royal blue. They were like, we're having fun. Let's see here. You said, I've given him so many, even including the wishbone you mentioned. So the wishbone, he says, can you, and this sounds so weird, but he's making me think of like, if you have to get like an impression at the dentist and they use that like gunk to put on there, like to give the impression of your mouth. So if you could maybe take some like peanut butter or something like that and put that around the wishbone, and then you want to make sure to get like the peanut butter that does not have the xylitol in it, because they can't have the xylitol, is not good for them. So something like with that, like he says, make it like a little more enticing for me. But yeah, and he says he's never been interested, but letting him pick it out himself may work. He's like, yeah, I'd like to pick stuff out. He's like, have me move my jacket like this. He's like, that would be fun to pick something out. He says he likes that idea. And he said, okay, great. And I agree, Mandy, because Mandy says, I think your dogs love showing off for everyone when they play, laugh out loud. They totally do. I think they do too, and I think they just where did they go? They just went in the other room. I think they enjoy showing off too. I think they just have fun with it. They're like, hey, we're going to show off and we're going to remind everybody that it's good to have fun, right? They're going to remind everybody, like, hey, let's have fun. It's really good to have fun. I feel like they just like to. I feel like they just like to remind people of that. So I think that's a good thing, right? It can all be good to remind us to have fun. And I think I missed a question from Marla here. I'm gonna go back and get that. I don't know. Okay, there it went. Okay, I was like, feel like I missed one. So Marla says, "Hi, Shauna. Can you get my mare Vintage to tell you if she's pregnant? The neighbor's stallion broke into our pasture back in October. So, huh? Let me ask her. Okay, vintage. Let's see here. What she's showing me? I'm like, okay, hey, Christy. I'm asking her. I'm like, okay, vintage. Show me if you're pregnant. And she's like showing me like inside of her side. She's showing me like the bottom of a rocking chair, like the bottom of a rocking chair. She says, and that's what she's showing me is like the bottom of a rocking chair. She's like, I don't know. And then she's like having me touch my stomach. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I don't, she's not like, she says, she was like, well, maybe, but she's like, I don't know. So she's not giving me a clear answer either way. Like, all like, oh, you're so welcome, Melissa. Thanks so much for tuning in. Is I just get the image of like a rocking chair or like a rocking horse is what she's showing me. So I don't know what that means. Is an image of a rocking horse or like the bottom part of a rocking chair is what she's showing me there. So I don't know what that's about. So there you go. So there is that. So let's see here. Oh, look at that. Yes, and yes, I second that, Mandy. Mandy says, bye, Melissa. Good luck with your pups. I agree. Good luck with your pups. And like any of you that need like extra support, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I'm gonna put the oops, nope. I'm gonna put the let's see here. I'm gonna put the link to my website in here if for those of you that need that. And I need to get to work to redoing it because I've been updating my website. I have like a staging site where I'm kind of like redoing some things on my website. So need to get back to working on that. So let's see here. So let's see here. There we go. I just added the link to my website. So those of you that want to know more about like the other stuff that I do, that way you have the link to my website. And I think I'm going to get ready to wrap it up because I think I need to go and take my dogs out for another walk because now Nugget is kind of pacing back and forth. And after they play, they usually have to they usually like to go out after they play really hard like that. They're like, take us out. So it's probably time to take them out and get a few other things. And Nugget, you want to come say hi? Let's see if Nugget wants to come say hi. There you go. See Nugget. Want to say hi? Say hi. She's like, nope. She's like, I don't want to say hi. So yeah, you are so welcome, Mandy. I'm so happy to help, and I'm so grateful for it all. You're so welcome. Marla says, thank you. We're all guessing, but she's getting a belly on her. Maybe she's just fat. Yeah, she's like showing me. She's like, well, she's like, She's like, well, do I feel different? She's like, I don't know, but she's just showing me that same image of like the rocking horse, which is really interesting. I'm like, okay, there you go. She's just showing me that. And she says like to feel and like around her belly, like if you feel around her belly, you'll be able to like feel and pick up if there is that like energy there, like an extra energy. She says, she's like, have mama feel it. She says, and see if you feel that extra energy there. And Yeah, and just thank you again so much to all of you for tuning in and for all of this. Like, I just appreciate you guys all so much. And then I will be back this Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to be back doing my normal Sunday Night Live that I do. So thank you so much for all of you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and that you have a fabulous week ahead. And bye for now.